Hey, gang. Today I'm taking you to Casablanca and Rabat. Two very different cities, only an hour away on a train. I visited in the winter, but even in January, it is well worth a visit. In this quick video, I'll show you what to expect. And I'll tell you snippets of history I've learned along the way. I landed in Casablanca and jumped on a train from the airport. This is the famous Pigeon Square in Casablanca, a beautiful square with a lot of governmental buildings around it. To be honest with you, Casablanca was not on my bucket list. I only decided to come and visit for 24 hours because in terms of flights, it was actually much cheaper for me to land in Casablanca. The capital of Morocco is Rabat. I'll show you Rabat later on in this video. But Casablanca is known as the economical capital. This is the old Medina. It might not look very glamorous on the video because it had rained a lot. And I guess it hadn't rained for a while, because it made the floor very dirty, probably with the desert sand. Oh. In the old Medina, you'll see a lot of chicken alive and traders selling the dead chicken right next to it. The old Medina is quite cool to explore, but it's far from being the nicest in Morocco. I stayed in a hostel in the old Medina. Most of those old towns in Morocco, they are a bit of a maze. And Google Maps does not quite work properly. I went to a little bar to have a coffee as it was raining, and when I went to the toilets, I had a surprise. White powder. At first I thought, oh good, we get a free line. It was actually soap to wash your hands. I'd never seen powder soap before. This is the Arab League Park, beautiful park. In the park you'll see some interesting arches. Those are remaining from an old prison, the prison of Anfa. It is right next to the beautiful Sacred Heart Cathedral. Beautiful building, but you cannot go inside and visit. The cathedral ceased its religious function after Morocco's independence. It's a cultural center now. In terms of transport, you've got those red taxis, shared taxis, or you've got the tram as well. The red taxis stay inside of the city, and the white ones, they go outside in between cities. They are shared taxis, so they're very much affordable. Now let's go and take a look at the Ritz Cafe. A lot of you might be familiar with the movie Casablanca from 1942, a story set mainly at the Ritz Cafe. Well, I'm afraid that Ritz Cafe does not exist, but there is a modern version from 2004. It was recreated by an American lady called Kathy Cringer. She passed away sadly in 2018, but she used to work at the US Embassy and she decided to reopen a replica of the Ritz Cafe from the movie. Now let's go and take a look at the Hassan II Mosque. It is a beautiful building. It is the second largest functioning mosque in Africa. It was inaugurated in 1993. It opened on the day of the anniversary of the Prophet Muhammad's birth. Most of the mosques in Morocco, you're not really meant to go inside as a tourist, but this one you can. You can go for a visit. It's ticketed. I didn't go in because I didn't have the time. Beautiful building though, stunning architecture overlooking the Atlantic Ocean. The King of Morocco, by the way, at the moment it is King Mohammed VI, he actually claims descent to the Prophet Muhammad. The light is beautiful at sunset time. The time in Morocco, by the way, it is GMT +1, apart from the month of Ramadan. Time for breakfast. This is amlou, also known as Moroccan Nutella. Probably much healthier than Nutella, because it is made with natural ingredients, almonds, honey, and argan oil. Morocco, especially in the south, is a great producer of argan. Time to jump on a train to get to Rabat. You don't really have to book the train ahead, the price would be the same on the day. And if you did book it and you want to change the time, you can change it for free. It is only an hour train ride on the coastline all the way to Rabat, the capital. The cemetery in Rabat is absolutely huge. There are actually two large cemeteries right next to one another, and they have a fantastic view on the Atlantic Ocean. Everyone gets buried here, no cremation, so that explains why the cemeteries are that big. All that land behind the wall, well, it's still another cemetery. Let's have a look at the beach. January is way too cold for a swim, by the way. I had been told, but somehow I still kind of hoped. The beach wasn't particularly clean, as you can see. They probably do clean it in the summer, but in the winter they might not be bothered. This old fortification is called the Kasbah. It dates back to the Almohad dynasty in the 12th century, when the city was founded. The skyscraper you see in the distance, it is the Mohammed VI building. One of the tallest in Africa. Now, call me childish if you want, but I think some of those door knockers look a bit naughty. This is the St. Peter's Roman Catholic Cathedral. Art Deco building from the 1930s. As you can see, they have a tram in Rabat as well. This art installation looks like one in Sevilla, with mushrooms. Now, on the other side of the Bouregreg River, it is Salé. Salé is much older than Rabat. It was actually there in Roman time. It was known as Sala. We'll go there tomorrow, but for now, a little drink. Local beer, Casablanca. And a tagine. A tagine is basically a stew. It could be of anything. Tagine only refers to the way it's cooked. That was our breakfast the next day. That's the little view from our first hotel. Now, our second hotel was an old riad in the Medina. Beautiful inside. Although, it's not the one we booked. What happened is we turned up at the hotel we booked. The door was shut and there were a couple of phone numbers on the door. When a strange guy approached us, pretending to be the brother of the owner, and took us to a different hotel. We didn't quite believe him, but we didn't really want to miss a chance for an upgrade. And he actually sneaked into the other hotel, this one, that was indeed from the same owner. And when the actual boss arrived, he was like, "What are you doing here? Why did you follow that guy? He's got mental health issues. He's not with us." The fake brother had taken us to this beautiful bedroom, saying we can have it. Unfortunately, it was 6 times more expensive than the one we had booked. The bedroom was not actually very private, because see those old medinas, they've been built to keep the heat away. So this is the corridor. So it literally communicates with the bedroom upstairs. Not very intimate if you wanted to have a bit of jiggy-jiggy. Anyway, because we were now at the wrong hotel, the boss offered us to stay in there, so we did get an upgrade. Now let's go down towards Salé. On the riverfront, you'll find this little piazza with a lot of funky cars. For children, as well as adults, you can rent them. And then to cross over the river, you want to jump on any of those little blue boats. They're very cheap. I think it's like 2 dirhams. It's just a 2 minutes crossing with a little rowing boat. If you go at quiet times, you might have to wait 10 minutes until the boat is full. Because the first bridge over the river is a bit further down. Now, Salé is a very interesting place. It was at some point an independent republic. What happened is that at some point after the Inquisition in Spain, Spain kicked away all the non-Catholics in the country. And in Spain, you had some people that were of Muslim descent. They were known as the Moriscos. Officially, though, they had converted to Catholicism. But Spain believed it was not always the case. Apparently, though, some of their babies, some of their kids were magically circumcised. They were like, "No, he was born like that." You'll get some fabulous juices everywhere in Morocco. A lot of those Moriscos were kicked away, and Spain kept the ladies and the kids. Some settled here, and they created the independent Republic of Salé. In the 16th and 17th century, it became a pirate republic. The Medina is lovely to explore, and you can go shopping as well. Some of the mannequins are actually chubby, which is cute. Talking about pirates, there was an Englishman that became an Ottoman corsair, known as John Ward. He became Yusuf Reis. That is the man that inspired Jack Sparrow. Allegedly, he had visited Salé. Oh, if you fancy buying yourself a nice camel toe. Anyway, there was another famous pirate known as Jan Janssen. He was a Dutch sailor that had been captured by Algerian pirates. He then converted into Islam. There were some Islamic pirates at the time capturing white slaves on the ocean or on the coast. Those were the cutest puppies ever. I don't know why stray dogs often stay in the cemeteries. They might be guarding their dead. Cute! So back to the pirates. Jan Janssen had been captured by those pirates, and he converted into Islam and changed his name to Murad Reis. There had already been a Murad Reis the Older, another pirate before him that was feared in the ocean. Murad moved to the Republic of Salé, and he became the governor. I'm not too sure what those bottles are. I think it's some kind of a rose water that they sprinkle on the graves. I saw someone selling them on the streets, but the guy was busy, I couldn't ask. Today Salé is no longer an independent republic. It's actually fairly residential. The king himself actually grew up in Salé. It is a beautiful place to come and watch the sunset. It's probably very nice around here in the summer as well. Ma plage de Salé que j'aime. My Salé beach I love. If you wanted to buy yourself a drink, by the way, an alcoholic drink to come and watch the sunset on the beach or anything like that, you can find alcohol in the wine shops, or you can go to Carrefour, the French supermarket. You won't find the beer on the normal shelves in the store, But a lot of those Carrefour stores have a place called the cave, so it is separate from the main shop floor, because they do not want the alcohol to be too visible, but it is there in the cave. Back on the little boat to go back to Rabat. On the river, on the Rabat side, you'll see a large ship looking like a pirate ship called Le Dos. It's a bar, you can go up there for a drink. Or food as well, I think it's also a restaurant. Breakfast in Morocco is quite interesting. In many ways, it looks like a French breakfast, with like bread or Nutella, but you also have eggs and olives and stuff like that. Even soup sometimes. In terms of street food or street drinks, you'll find a lot of great juices like pomegranate or sugarcane. That's a little Space Invader. That's a French street artist that has invaded the world. I think he even has an app where you can scan them and collect them all. Now let's go and take a look at the mausoleum of King Mohammed V. It is a very impressive monument with some guards, horse guards, as well as foot guards later on. Before the end of the French protectorate, Morocco had sultans. They only started to be called king after the independence. So King Mohammed V was the first king to be called a king. He died in 1961. He was a very well-loved monarch. It is free to access the mausoleum. And the royal guards, they seem to be allowed to speak. You can go and ask them for a selfie if you'd like. Very different from the guards in London. Anyway, let's cross over the bridge. You can do it on a tram, I did it on foot, to go and see the Salé marina. The marina is nice, but to be honest, I found it a bit soulless. It looks almost like Dubai. Very modern and expensive restaurants. Now there's one more Moroccan food to try, the Moroccan pastiche. I have no idea why I ordered this. I don't like cheese. It's basically just like cheesy chips with some bechamel or something. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed that little video. If you happen to be a local and have any suggestions for future travelers, do pop them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Bye!